Elsewhere in the world, there is increasing evidence tonight the world is changing in spots and in stages. A movement that started in Tunisia has now done what a lot of governments feared it would. It has spread elsewhere in the Arab world, this week to Egypt, as of today, Yemen. And the world is watching as the clock ticks down to what has been planned as a day of rage tomorrow across Egypt. Our chief foreign correspondent, Richard Engel's on the banks of the Nile in Cairo tonight on what could be the eve of something big there. Richard, good evening.
Good evening, Brian. Many people are very concerned about tomorrow. The demonstrators say they will start out from at least 7 mosques and 3 churches here in Cairo, and then plan to march to the center of the city. They hope to draw tens of thousands of people.
The most violent clashes today were outside Cairo. Near the strategic Suez Canal, demonstrators torched a police station and a firehouse. Witnesses say they stole weapons and opened fire on security forces. Egyptian police tell NBC News 87 policemen were injured. 1 was killed. And this unprecedented popular Arab revolt is spreading. In Yemen, the Arab world's poorest nation, thousands demonstrated today at a university, demanding reform and lower prices. In Tunisia, where this movement began just last month, the emerging new government caved to protesters' demands and agreed to purge officials associated with the ousted former president. A pattern is starting to emerge. The regimes under fire are pro-Western police states, widely accused of corruption. And the protests are being organized through social networks.
BlackBerry's down.
In a rundown Cairo office today, human rights activist Sally Sami used Twitter, Facebook, and BlackBerry Messenger to help organize major demonstrations scheduled for tomorrow.
One march can start with 300 or 400 people and grow into thousands just by walking by. And this is what's threatening the state.
People are already angry in Egypt. Half live in poverty. But with instant handheld communications, now they know they're not alone. Perhaps appropriately, President Obama today spoke on YouTube to call for calm.
So the government has to be careful about not resorting to violence, and the people on the streets have to be careful about not resorting to violence.
Egypt's Hosni Mubarak, president for almost 30 years, has so far remained silent. But he may now have a rival. The former head of the UN's nuclear monitoring agency and Nobel laureate Mohammed al-Baradei arrived in Cairo today to join tomorrow's protests.
I have said a number of times that the right for peaceful demonstration is an absolute right of every Egyptian, of every human being.
An Egyptian, al-Baradei has expressed interest in becoming president. Tomorrow's demonstrations could be a turning point.
The United States, Brian, is in a difficult position. Of course, it doesn't want to be seen as going against a democratic movement, but President Mubarak has long been a stable U.S. ally. Egypt has a peace treaty with Israel, and this country does control the Suez Canal, so a lot is riding on this.
Richard Engel in Cairo will be covering the story when day breaks there. Richard, thanks.